Hi, friends. Just gonna like give it a sec to like get itself together. And then I'll explain what's going on, okay? Yeah, how are you guys? Right now is just the beginning of an ice storm that is hitting Portland. We've been kind of anticipating it all day, and now it's beginning. I've got this big window that I'm looking out of. It's not like so bad yet. It's just starting to rain, but it's like, I don't know what temperature it is. Let me check. Hi, Chris. Hi, Sarah. So it's like 25 degrees and it's raining. So we're just gonna get a ton of ice. Everyone's supposed to stay inside. Yeah, not the best weather. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So, basically, I want to swatch for a couple of things, and since swatching, as we all know, is not it all the time, it's a little boring, I thought I'd do it here to make it a little more fun and explain to you what I'm swatching for and what I'm working on. So first of all, the yarn. So I got this amazing yarn along the Chehalis. It's an East Frisian blend, which is pretty cool. Or is it 100% East Frisian? 100% East Frisian, which is a type of wool like from the sheep that I really have enjoyed working with in the past. So I'm excited about that. And it's local to me. It's like spun in Washington, dyed in a dye house in Washington, and then distributed by a local yarn store in Chehalis. So it's just like, the colors were really beautiful. It's like a natural gray base that it's dyed over, so it just has like a lot of depth. It's like a DK weight. So I got a sweater quantity of this at Oregon Flock and Fiber, not this last year, but the year before. And I've just been kind of like hanging on to it, not sure what to do. And I actually thought that it would look really good on a sweater for Kay. And so the sweater that I've been eyeballing is the Muscadine sweater by Andrea Gahn. I'm gonna post a little, let me find it. It was part of Making Stories, and so it like wasn't available for individual purchase for a long time, but it's like a crew neck and it has like a really pretty lace detail down the sleeve. So I think it's like, it's interesting. It's like a little bit more interesting, but still a pretty easy knit. And Kay was like, "Oh, cool. Like a little bit of interest. Love that." So that's the first thing I am swatching for. And I'm very excited to like dig into this yarn. So that's one. The other thing is with this Knitting for Olive heavy merino. So this one's a little bit more of a gamble. Like I'm not sure that it's gonna work out. It is this sweater called Oops. I'm mostly making that because I'm not 100% sure that that's how you pronounce it, but it's the Oon sweater by November Knits. Okay, there we go. I just saw Emma from Woolly Mammoth Fiber Company make one, and half of me thinks it will not look good on me. And the other half thinks it's gonna be amazing. So it is obviously styled extremely oversized. It's like, I wonder if I can share my screen. Anyway, hi Sandra, how are you? How's the weather over there? On the west, we're freezing. So it's held with mohair. So part of my swatching is just trying to figure out if this yarn is gonna work. It seems really bulky. It's worn and styled with a lot of ease. I've talked about it with a couple of people, and I think some of the things that I can do to make it more flattering for me are to make the sleeves less voluptuous, voluminous, and so basically make the sleeves tighter for me. I think that it does need to have a pretty deep armhole. And yeah, so anyway, I've just been thinking about, like, as I'm knitting it, like some of the things I can do to make sure that it like fits me the way that I want to. And I think this is really important to get this part to fit correctly, and then to have the ease really, like, if at all, in the body. So like here, so I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. But I have this color that I got over the summer when I was at knit camp, and I've just been like, I thought maybe I wanted to knit a hat with it, but I think like a bright red like this on like a nice, like cozy, comfy sweater would be amazing. But I didn't know if I wanted to do mohair with it. So I grabbed a skein of this, which is Ritual Dyes mohair silk. I think it's Fay. The base is Fay, and the color is Jewel Weed. And this color for knitting for olive is blood orange. And I'm gonna swatch it with and without the mohair. So we're gonna see if we like that. Have you tried it on yet, India? Are you happy with how it fits so far? I know the high slit is really fun. I think it looks like really nice when like when I see people wearing it and their like hips kind of peek out of it. Like, I've seen it and thought that it looked very flattering, but then like some of the project photos I've looked at and been like, I don't know. So it's a little bit of a gamble, but I figure if it doesn't fit me, I can repurpose the yarn or give it to someone else, and we'll go from there. But I'm loving this red. Everyone is really into this red, and I think like a big cozy sweater in this will be really fun. So those are the swatchies that I'm about to do. I wrote some notes. I've got my interchangeable set, and yeah, that's what's happening. It is a good gnome red. It's such a good red. So that's kind of my plan currently, sweater knitting plans. You guys, let me know which one I should swatch first, because I don't care. Let me talk about some other knitting plans though. So Spin Cycle is hosting a muscle burr knit along, and I think I want to make one with some Spin Cycle. I think that would be really fun. So I've been thinking about that. We always need a new hat, right? Especially as the cold depths of winter set in. India, I did, but that's how I found out that I miscounted my stitches. So my morning started by ripping back 4 inches of stockinette. Are you knitting with mohair? I'm so sorry. I hate when I do that. But at least you caught it now. Because I just cut out like 4 inches of finish knitting on a little sweater vest, and that's, you know, it is what it is. Hi, Taylor, how are you? Okay, can I do a poll? Yes, I will do a poll, and we will say, Kay's sweater or my sweater, and you vote which. I've never done that before. Oh yeah. We'll give it until 4:20, 7 minutes. My sweater, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, what's everyone working on? Yeah, India, I feel you. I am still, I definitely prefer Surrey when it is an option. I will say that. But also just like, I don't know why the allure of a mohair, like cozy pullover is so appealing to me right now. Oh, Joanne. Okay, if you scroll up in the chat, there are 2 sweaters that I linked. I think you can do that if you have just joined. The first one is the muscadine. That one is the one that I'm thinking of making for Kay. And then the second one is the Un sweater, which is the one that I'm thinking of making for me. So vote on basically if I should swatch for Kay's sweater or my sweater. I mean, I'm going to swatch for both of them, but just like what I should start with. Taylor, I'm knitting on a DRK everyday sweater that I cast on yesterday, but I have COVID. No, I'm so sorry. I'm glad you have a nice little project to work on to keep you company. I'm sorry you were ill. Chris, you finished hand sewing the buttonholes on your modified partner overalls. Awesome. I've been loving your farm looks. You gotta make, have you fleece lined any of them? We've been kind of looking for some replacement fleece line jeans for Kay. Can't find any that, you know, fit in our budget at the moment. But I finally wore a Nutiden Surrey sweater that I made last year on the day it was negative 39 degrees Celsius. It was suitably warm. Yeah, this is definitely the time of year where I pull out all of my like big gun knitting projects, that's for sure. Working on my first mohair project, a net cardigan by Petite Knit. Ooh, I don't know that one. Let's see. Oh, it's cute. Wait, I am not looking at the right thing. You should put a link because I don't see. I'm a fan of fleece lined stuff. Kay and I will sometimes wear fleece pajama bottoms underneath leggings when it's very cold, because I mostly wear leggings all year. And so in Boston, I would just like layer leggings. So I have some wool leggings that I've like bought over the years. It is hard to find them in plus sizes, but I have a couple that I still wear. But yeah, fleece is helpful in that regard. Or just long skirts. Like when it's really cold, I'm like, why don't we still wear petticoats? Okay, I'm gonna take a look. Okay, basically everyone wants me to do my sweater to swatch for with the Knitting for Olive, so I probably will be doing that. Working on a simple 3x2 rib sock for my dad with blue tweed yarn and 2 sporty beige stripes at the top. I love putting a couple stripes at the top of socks. I did that with the pair that I knit for Tim, and I just think it looks cute. Okay, ending the poll. Thank you, everyone. It's so drama. Okay, so we're swatching first without mohair for the sweater. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Knitting for Olive. So initially, I only bought 3 of these skeins, but the store that I bought it from, which is local to me, had 8 more, which is what I would need. So I bought those, but they're delayed because of all the storms we're having. So yeah, I thought I needed to swatch. Also, let me just pull out this entire thing. Oh boy. Yeah, this bright, like neon kind of red color. I know it's very popular right now. It's like very in, but it's really doing it for me. Oh boy. Huh. This was not how that was supposed to go. Okay, please. Of course the skein won't cooperate when you need it to. Am I right? I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. It's fine. Okay, and so 4.5 millimeter. Or 5 millimeter. Okay, we're starting with an 8. I mostly know where all of my interchangeables are right now, which is impressive. Hi, Kate. How are you? So I am beginning some swatches. This is going to be an in the round swatch for the sweater, if you are just joining or have joined recently. Which is this guy. Oops, oops, oops. Just too many tabs open and stuff. And we're kind of going for like 16 stitches. So I'm gonna cast on like 20. We'll see how that goes. I've definitely seen people who make like, I don't know, banners with their swatches and stuff, but I'm not that organized. Hi, Kyla. Welcome, everybody. Oh, there's so many people hanging out. Love it. Okay, so let's see. I said 20, and I can mostly count. I also I just don't knit with needles this large very often. Oh my god, all of the rain that fell on my window is frozen. Yeah, I'm swatching for my bread sweater. I'm excited about it. I think it's a fun... I think it'll be fun. Let's see if I can actually... This is not ergonomic for me to do. There we go. Yeah, I've been definitely feeling a bit burnt out lately. And I've been thinking of making a video, which will be my first one of 2024, about basically how I've noticed that burnout has been affecting my like creativity, especially because I'm like a knitter, and just thinking about, you know, just thinking about how it like manifests, I guess, in different ways. It's like very hard to not be burnt out right now with everything in the world that is going on and whatnot. So yeah. And I know the weather doesn't help at this point of the year. And especially like after the holidays, when it's like, feels like the beginning of the cold, and it feels like there's intention to be a little cozy. And then I feel like that kind of falls to the wayside once the holidays are over. But I've just been kind of ruminating on that and like taking it slow for the beginning of the year. Like for me, like I've done like everything I knit last year for the last 3 years, you know, but I'm finding that like in recognizing that like burnout that's happening, even watching other people's videos about what they've made last year is feeling like exhausting, and like I just do not want, I just like don't want to watch them. Just again, things that I am noticing personally about how my like burnout is manifesting. So been talking about it a lot with my therapist and sort of like strategizing, and you know, also acknowledging that we live in capitalist society and that it, you know, you can only do so much, I guess. Yeah. Sandra, you've been burnt out lately. Work has been busy and I've been tired, haven't been crafty much. Yeah. I think like what I find is that I made my list of everything that I made last year. I've been pretty good at documenting it because I'm like active on Instagram, and at the beginning of last year kind of like added all my projects and whips to Ravelry, but I think I've just not been like challenging myself with what I have been working on. Like I've just been doing like knitting to knit and like finding easy things instead of actually challenging myself and like doing something that's like more creative. Ugh, this is so annoying. Like that maybe? No, that looks terrible. Yeah, and I know a lot of other people are feeling that way. I mean, we're just like inundated constantly. But that's what I've been ruminating on and thinking about, you know, my plans for the year and whatnot. So I like to, when I'm making a swatch, add some eyelets down here to tell me what size needle I'm working with, so that if I didn't make proper notes, I know what size needle I was knitting with. So these are US 8s, which is largely how I categorize needles. So I'm gonna do 8 little yarn overs. Maybe. 1, 2. This swatch is like gonna not be big enough, so I might do them on the next row. I'll do 4 and 4. Yeah, I'm curious. So I feel like on camera, that mohair that I have really looks similar to what I have, but in person it looks more pink to me. Like, see, they look very similar here. So I'm very curious to see what it looks like held together. And I still, if I haven't heard yet, I want to know what you guys are working on, because I like hearing about your projects. Sleeve Island with 2 sweaters is rough. Oh, I forgot to do my yarn overs. Yes, it is from Ritual Dyes. The mohair is Jewel Weed from Ritual Dyes. This one is knitting for Olive. I threw the tag away. Heavy Merino, and the color is Blood Orange. I got it, for those of you that are local, from Naughty Lamb. But I just bought the last 8 skeins, so it might not be there for a bit. Oh, yay. Okay, thank you guys for sharing. Let's see. Got a pile of whips from last year. Barely any time to sit down and finish them. Small Biz Life, Farm Life, Parent Life are all a lot. Word. You're on a Love Note sleeve. Amazing. I hope it goes quick. I feel like Love Notes usually work up fast, so I hope you get off of Sleeve Island. Working on a seamed fingering weight monstrosity of a sweater. And socks for hubby. I know, look, fingering weight sweaters always seem like a nightmare, but they're all my most worn garments, so hang in there. I'm sure it'll be beautiful. Finishing up my Color Your Stars mittens. Oh, Sarah, I'm so glad you chose that pattern because they're so pretty. Working on a garter shawl. I started the Cameo Vest by Orlane Souk and haven't had the mental energy to work on it much. I'm using that same mohair for my sweater held with undyed yarn from Knit Picks. Amazing. Working on redoing the button band of my hand spun cardi. It's always worth it, but just doesn't always feel good. Working on the academic vest. Sport weight. Oh, the Skein Deer knits one. Ugh. I just saw Amy Beth's on the Fat Squirrel's latest podcast, and it's so gorgeous. I really want to do a full sweater with like those traditional like Fair Isle stranded designs. I want to do that at some point. I will say, in the skein, this yarn looks a wee bit ropey. When I first picked it up, I thought that it had cotton in it. It's many plies, and like the plies themselves are almost a little thick or thin. And then I would assume it's about 4 plies, maybe even 5. It is, oh, I can't see. Oh, it's like 6 really thin plies. You see that like texture? I don't know if it's gonna come across. But as I'm knitting with it, it feels real nice. I like this a lot. Also, apologies, I have something stuck in my teeth. Yeah, I like the way it's very smooshy. Well, all of you are working on some pretty amazing goodies. I'm thinking that I may do another D20 knit along in like probably April, starting in April, ending, like running for 3 months. So I'm scheming for that. I've also been thinking, like planning out the year, that I know you know that I love Love Island. And I have been thinking of either making a Love Island design for like socks. I know that sounds ridiculous, but hear me out. And also dyeing up some mini sets that are like in Love Island colors. And yeah, I don't know if it'll be a mystery knit along that will like last the duration of the air like runtime of the season that happens over the summer. It's ridiculous. Bye, Sandra. Thanks for hanging. But whatever it is, it'll be fun. And yes, a D20 knit along is definitely happening, and I am revamping some stuff. So there's lots going on this year, you guys. Just waiting for this like burnout to subside a little bit. Oh, but yes, I really like this yarn. I like the way it feels. I do have to check my gauge now that I've knit a little bit. I don't want to cut this swatch because I may need the yarn, so we'll kind of figure that out later. Okay. So one of my favorite tools for getting gauge is this thing. It's like, I don't even remember what yarn store I got it at, but it's like a clear bookmark. It's from Ann Budd Knits, and it has, do you see that? Like little zigzags, so you can hold it on top of your swatch and like line up the stitches, and it's in white and black, so if your yarn is, you know, dark or light, you can see it. So this is looking like it's 4.5 stitches. 4 stitches. I need to go up a needle size, I think. Right? Yeah, it's definitely 4.5 stitches. Okay. Okay, we gotta go up. I definitely knew that it was knit loosely, but I can't believe that they would have like a 4 stitches per inch with like a DK weight mixed with a mohair. So I'm glad I went with worsted instead of DK. Okay, let me knit like separating row. And we'll see. 9, knitting this on a 9. Hello. Welcome, Cal. Yeah, there's an ice storm brewing outside. If I disappear suddenly, it's because our power went out, which I'm not anticipating happening, but you know, it's a possibility. We have like, yeah, we just have like an ice storm happening. I don't think it's too bad, but you never know. And I am in like a tank top because I have my space heater going, because my office has very big windows, which I'm very grateful for, but also just one little tiny vent that's on the other side of the room that just doesn't do much for me. So I pulled up my space heater because I find that like I'll get into like the zone, and then when I sort of am out of the zone, like I like check in with my body, I'm like very cold. Like my belly and my thighs and my butt are like insulating me and very cold. But now if I wear a sweater, I'm like a little too warm. But Maple is literally laying in front of the fire. It's like a fake fire and is so stoked. Should I move the camera so you can see Maple really quick? Because it's pretty cute, or whatever. Do you see her? Maple, are you a happy camper? So warm? Yeah, pretty cute. Hi, Claire. How's it going? Thanks for joining us over here. I'm just doing a swatchy swatch. First of 2 swatches. Yeah, I am really liking this, but it's a little too tight, so I need to go up to a 9. I'm currently on a US 8. Yeah, she's living her best life, you guys. She didn't even like react to me talking to her. She's like, Mother, I'm busy. And for the record, she does not like real fires at all. She's very nervous around them. The sound of like logs cracking really freaks her. Really freaks her out. So, okay, we're switching to a size 9 because this isn't working. Oh, there we go. Oh, I need to switch my cord. I need to switch to the big cord. Wow, I haven't used the bigger cord. So for those of you who have never used the Chiaogu interchangeable set, there's 3 sizes of the cord, so that if you so that like the join is like better. So where are we going here? Yeah. So it goes from like, I think a 2 or 3, a 2, I guess, is like the small cord. Anything smaller than that is a mini cord. And then 9 and up is a large cord. It's pretty handy. I've never had another set that does that, just so that, yeah, it's easier to slide along that join. So when I'm doing swatches and I need to switch needle because the needle that I initially chose wasn't working, I usually do 1 purl row so that I have like a little ridge where I'm changing needles. Thank you. I also love this red yarn. It is Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, which is like a worsted in the color Blood Orange. It's really doing it for me. So part of what I'm trying to figure out is gauge, you know, like what needle I need to knit. Already the 9 that I used, or the 8 that I used, is too tight of a gauge. I'm also trying to figure out if I want to incorporate some mohair into this project. So just trying to figure out, get gauge initially, to see what that looks like, and then we will go from there. Like I suppose that it is possible that I will have to go back down to an 8 when I add the mohair, but I just want to get gauge without unencumbered gauge, if you will. Yeah, God, sorry, I have something stuck in my teeth. It's bugging me, but I'll try to ignore that. Or I will literally go 2 steps to the bathroom and floss in a moment. So we put that little ridge there just to like differentiate between the 2 needle size. And then I'll knit a couple rows and then do my eyelets again. I almost never use above an 8 needle, so I have never used the large cords. Yeah, I very rarely do, for sure. And like if I am, it's usually like a hat, and so I have like a different interchangeable set for hats. I only have a small set, but I have a couple of large tips and they sell an adapter. Oh yes, there are adapters, that is true. I think I need to, I'm like, my back is hurting and I think it's because I'm trying to like keep my hands more forward than usual. Kate, no need to apologize. Okay. Yeah, oh, what am I swatching for? Oh, yes. So it is the Un sweater by November Knits. I was talking earlier, I know some of you were here, some of you weren't, but about how I feel like it, for me, needs to have not as much ease, because it's gonna look like sloppy. So I need to, I think, make the sleeves tighter, and also just make sure that this area doesn't have too much ease, so that like this area is really tight. Not really tight, but just not as loose as they're styling it. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one, but I like do have a vision in my head of it being really cute. So I hope that comes through. I just saw Emma of the Woolly Mammoth Fiber Company had knit it, and I just thought it looked really cute on her. And I just imagine it with some leggings and some boots, and it's gonna be cute. Alright, I gotta do my little eyelets here. I was explaining that I add eyelets to indicate what size needle I'm using at any given point, so yes. I also love having this debate with myself about relative ease. Yep. I think that needs to be more of a, yeah, more of a conversation for sure. Like, there are some styles, I'm like getting into it. There are some styles that absolutely need that much ease, like drop shoulder things need a lot of ease for them to fit properly. Otherwise your arm, it's going to be too tight up and the sweater isn't going to fit. I have a drop shoulder sweater that I like still wear, but for sure I could have made it like maybe 2 sizes bigger. But part of it is that wasn't available. Like that size wasn't available, so I didn't do it. And, you know, we also have to consider how much more yarn 10 inches of ease is. So, yeah, it's complicated for sure. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I think some people don't have to think about it, so don't really think about it. That's all right, but yeah, it's interesting. 1, 2... I think I need to turn this on, but it's gonna make a terrible shadow. Yeah. No. No. That actually helps. Yeah, there we go. Did that actually make a difference? Yeah, it did a little bit. Okay. It's tough to do this ergonomically. Now you can see that, which I hate. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Oh, I can pull this up a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Except now I'm like drowning. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I look like I'm like underwater. You know? The struggles of, oh my god. Live streaming. Troubles that I'm making for myself. It's fine. You guys probably don't even care. Okay, it's fine. I have like a file box under my desk, you know, that has like very important documents in it. And I just use that as a footrest a lot of the times on my, at my computer. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got distracted. I need to go back. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I need to rip back and remat the sweater that got too much ease in the shoulders. I've put it off for almost 2 years. That's like, I mean, that's a big project. I get it. I get it. Yeah, for those of you that missed it, this ball of yarn like exploded when I tried to grab the end of it at the beginning. So I'm kind of navigating that. So I do the eyelet row and then I just knit one row, whether that would be if it was flat, you'd come back and just purl a row. So I'm just knitting one. I did 5 and then I'm going to do 4 on top of it for the size 9 needle. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to cut this swatch because I will probably need to repurpose this little bit of yarn, but we shall see. I'll save it for the end in case I need to take the swatch apart. I use a foam roller under my desk as a footrest and always gets tangled with my sewing machine pedal. The other thing is that Maple will go under my desk and I won't know that she's there. And I will like move a foot and touch her and she acts like I've stomped on her. She's like, it startles me. And like, I'm like, I didn't mean to. Maple? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Is there... Oh shoot, did I add one too many eyelet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, oops. Okay. We'll just undo that. All right, okay. So we're just gonna do a few more rows and then check that gauge where we're at. Definitely seems looser to me. Oh. Look it. Maple, you're really hamming it up over there. Maple, are you having a good time? Ma'am. And no, I did not finish cleaning my doom pile, okay? But I'm like very close and I made a lot of progress. So I know no one is judging me, but I just want you to know. I'm aware. Okay, let's see. Ugh, so annoying. I know Maple is really like just being the most cozy. Having a good time over there? She is a goof. We love Maple. She has been, so life of a city dog. You know, we have always lived in like apartments, and the last place we lived in Boston, we did have a yard, but it was not fenced in, and Miss Maple would like escape and run away, okay, if we didn't have her on leash. And so she really does not know how to have a yard, okay? So we moved into this place. We've had Maple since she was just like 4 to just turning 5. So let's say we got her when she turned 5. Now she is 12, and this is the first time she's had a yard, and she does not know how to have a yard. We're like, Maple, it's snowing. We don't go on walks when it's snowing and icy. So you have to go into the yard, and we like put her outside, and she just like stares up at the window. Like, why are you doing this to me? So I have to stand out there with her and repeat, go potty, go potty, go potty, until she finally goes. And then we have to act like she just cured cancer. We're like, yay! Like, great job. And we like give her all these treats, and she's like, wow, okay. So now she has started asking to go out, and we're like, oh great, she's learning how to go to the bathroom. She'll go outside, will not pee, and then come in and then get all excited and go to her treats. I'm like, she's manipulating us. Ay, Maple. But I will say that this morning it was so cold that she actually pooped in the backyard, which is one she doesn't do it very often without, like, I don't know, a warm-up. So we're making progress. She's learning how to have a backyard, how to be a dog with a backyard. Ay, ay, ay. For any newcomers, you don't have to, but it's really nice if you introduce yourself and let us know what you're working on. You can lurk. We love lurkers, but it is fun to hear what projects you're working on. So let us know. Our dog does that too, and has started asking to go out so that she can steal the other dog's dog bed because he will get up with her. People say dogs aren't like manipulative, but like, bro, they're smart. Maple is a smart pup. Too smart for her own good, I think. Okay, a couple more rows, and then I'm gonna check my gauge. Yes, ma'am. Can I help you? She did yesterday. So another thing we've been dealing with Maple, she really hates, like, she doesn't, I would not say she has separation anxiety, but I do feel like she gets vindictive when we leave her at home alone. So we've started to have to keep her away from our couch because she will pee on the couch. And so yesterday, Kay was like, but she's not comfy. Oh, now she wants to get out. You can go. Yes, you can make it. Go, 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 go. Hold on, I have to let her out. Do you know I'm talking about you? Do you know I'm talking about you? Okay, go. Are we good? We're good. So we have to like block the couch to let her like hang out down there. But yesterday, despite blocking the couch, she still peed on it. We weren't even gone that long. And she peed on my sweater. So I had to wash my sweater today. Anyway, that's what, that's my story. A Monopoly themed colorway. That sounds fun. just joined. I'm from Vancouver, Washington. Oh, amazing. Working on the second sleeve of my Tecumseh. Welcome, Tiffany. I'm just in Portland, just over the bridge. We're getting our ice storm. How are you faring over there? My whole window in my office is like frozen. Okay, we're testing this swatch for 4 stitches per inch on the size 9. It's a little small, but I feel like, well, maybe that's a good thing then to add the mohair. Like, it's not 4.5. It's definitely bigger than that, but it's not quite lining up with the 4.4 stitches per inch. It's like a little under. Okay, so next step is to swatch with the mohair. Oh, your local yarn store is Starlight, but you haven't run into me yet. Yeah, I'm only there a couple of days a week. And not on the weekends, so that might be it. Hi, it's Carrie from Virginia, working on a mindless baby blanket, completely understanding the burnout feeling and absolutely loving maple. Yeah, maple, you know, maple. Okay, so let's incorporate the mohair. So I think that probably with a with a block, this would probably be it would probably work. So we're going with a 9 instead of an 8. So I want to write that down. Because look at me taking good notes. US 9 without mohair. Okay, let me do a couple more rows and then we'll add the mohair. I'm finishing up a petite souffle for my daughter who's 8. She had me do the top in a speckled dream called Cupcake. Cute! And the bottom in a color called Chocolate. I'm sure you get the vision she has. That sounds amazing. Yeah, Vancouver does have a new sweet little yarn store. I think it's very sweet. Of course, I am biased because I work at Starlight, but you know, I think every yarn store has different things to offer, and the more we have, the more options we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The swatch does not have to be even, but it makes me feel better when it is. Oh, Sarah, you're almost done with your mittens. I thought you just like started the first one. I was so sad that Knit Night is the same day as both stores, but they do Crafternoon on Sundays, so I can go to both. Oh, that's nice. And we still get you some Wednesdays, so. We are blessed here in Portland Metro with many yarn stores, but Starlight is the first yarn store I discovered and my favorite. Well, I agree. Starlight's a good pick. Okay, so now that one came out very easily. We are going to knit this next little bit with this mohair and decide if it adds anything. Because I guess I don't want to take away from like the color of this, and I don't think it will necessarily take away from this color, but let's see. Ooh. Oh my God, mohair is so sticky. Okay, here we go. I don't know why I'm struggling with this. Okay, okay. There we go. I feel personally like mohair doesn't really affect the gauge that much. I don't know if others have the same experience, but like I don't think it affects the gauge really. I think Surrey does because it's a little like denser, but I don't know, I guess it's all decisions. Hi Jennifer, it's nice to have you. I feel like you can barely even tell, which is maybe what I want. I don't know. Not a fan of knitting with mohair, actively avoid it at all costs. I do like get it. I've sort of like learned to like it more, but I do find it in certain circumstances, not all the time, but in certain circumstances I do find it very itchy. But lately I've been into it. I'm sort of late on that trend, but I've been doing a lot with it lately for whatever reason. I definitely, like, I've been knitting some swatches for the tessellated vest, although at this point I'm like, feel like I'm like doubting my commitment to the tessellated vest because I have made one vest recently and I'm about to finish a second one that's made of crochet granny squares, and I was like, do I need 3 vests? I don't know that I do, but I have yarn that would work really well for it, so I might just be put on hold for a little bit. We'll see. This is feeling nice. I think it would be a nice, comfy, cozy sweater. And it isn't changing the color much. I mean, obviously it's very dark here, but I think I like it. I mean, it's a merino, it's soft anyway, but I think it feels like microfiber cloth at times and gives me the ick. Yeah, I could see that. I can definitely see that. Actually, Chris, you know, it reminds me of those like old, I don't know if you had any of these growing up, but like the pink and white Mexican blankets that had like a tiger on them. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you know, you know. But there are these like blankets that all the abuelitas had that were like these sort of like cheesy designs, and they had this kind of like feeling like mohair, like it was like fake fur acrylic kind of, and so sometimes there are certain mohairs that I've knit with and fabrics that I've made that I've been like, it just feels like it's hairy in a way that it's not supposed to be. Let me see if I can find pink, white, Mexican blanket. I don't think this is gonna come up with what I think. No. Maybe I just shouldn't say Mexican. Oh yeah, okay, hold on. We're getting somewhere. Like I feel like I had one that had like a horse on it when I was a kid. Or my yaya had one. Oh no, not a blanket for a horse. A horse with a blanket on it. Or a blanket with a horse on it. I don't know. Maybe someone knows what I'm talking about. I have one I stole from my sister, big and red. Oh my god. Yes. San Marcos blanket? Is that a thing? Huh. I don't know what I would like. Oh wait, there's no. I'm getting closer, but not quite. San Marcos blankets? No, okay, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. But I'm glad you guys know what I'm talking about. They're a very specific, like, 90s, I don't know why. I feel like my yaya would bring them back from Mexico when she would visit. But anyway, I've been working on these mittens exclusively during the polar vortex. Very apropos. Yeah, you guys have it freaking cold up there right now. Just watching you and Susan's stories and being like, I bought some beautiful mohair as a souvenir in the summer and have been struggling with how to cast it on because I don't love wearing mohair, but I think it'll make a big cardigan to wear like a jacket. Yeah. But also experience shedding in mohair. It's not fun when wearing black. It's always tempting, but then I remember the ways mohair has betrayed me. I bought, like, for a specific project, a bunch of black, okay, I bought a bunch of black mohair and I've been using it in things, you know, as they come up, and I've actually been really enjoying adding it to things. If you Google blanket sold on side of road, there's a whole Reddit thread. Blanket sold on side of road. Oh my God. That's pretty funny. Okay, let's think about this. I guess I should just knit a bit more, double check my gauge, and then we can assess together. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. I can't tell. I have made no decisions. Ugh. The thing is that thinking about knitting a sweater on size 9 needles makes me feel like it's gonna knit up in like a day, which is not true. It will still take many hours, but quite a bit faster. Oh, I got the question that all knitters, you know, despise this morning from my brother-in-law. He sent me a picture of my niece in a hand knit sweater, and he said our like daycare lady is wondering how much it would cost to knit a sweater that's like kind of like the style of Natalie's. And I was like, here we go. And you know, the way because it's so hard to measure time, and it's really not like, I don't know, I don't find it particularly helpful to think of it in matter of time, but I was like, let's just say 25 cents a yard. A sweater is probably like, it doesn't have to be, but let's just say 1,500 yards. If you just do 25 cents a yard, it's like $750 just for the knitting. And I was like, yarn that I would want to use is probably like $200 at minimum. Could be more, could be less, but you're looking at least like $1,000, and that's like a good deal. You know what I mean? I know you know. I know you know. And he was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, dude, like, yeah, bro. Yeah, it was pretty funny. And that doesn't mean I want to do it either, right? Like, okay, you guys, I think I'm digging the mohair. The fabric is like, okay, we're bringing my, sorry, I'm trying not to like, all right, let's bring my light down. Okay. So, it actually does plump up. Can you see? Okay. Ugh. It kind of like fluffs out the fiber, like the yarn. So like it fills in those like gaps that you see down here, which I kind of like. And this is a pretty solid 4 stitches per inch. Nice. Okay. I don't know, you guys, what do you think? I think it looks pretty good. Like you can see a little bit of the sheen of the mohair, and like this fuzz is actually really nice. Like this, like, yeah, okay. I'm like very pleasantly surprised by this this update. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the Mohair. We're size 9 needle. Bye, Kate. Thanks for hanging. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, that ruler is really, really helpful. I need to figure that out. But yeah, here we are. Okay, so decision made on this red sweater. I'm gonna knit a few more rows again, just because I'm a wee bit anal and I want them to be the same amount of rows. But yeah, that's definitely the winner here. Okay, really was not sure about the Mohair, but very happy with it. Glad I tried it. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I need like 7 more rows. That's okay. Yay, thanks guys. Let me move this a little out of the way. So tough to get the lighting. Okay. It feels very dark to me, but it looks good on camera. So there we go. Thanks for being here for moral support. Since we all know that swatching is never the fun part of the project, but okay, so the other thing, in case you missed my little intro, is that I also want to swatch in this DK weight yarn that's local to me from the Pacific Northwest for the muscadine sweater, which I am planning to knit for Kay. So that's the other swatch that I want to do, although I might not get to it on this live because I do have to go cook myself dinner soon. I've got some chicken thighs that I'm going to do like teriyaki, and then I'm going to saute some cabbage with garlic, which should be yummy. Oh, I can't twist this anymore. Okay. Kay and I have been watching the it's like a UK show from the 2010s called Misfits. I don't know how I found it when I found it, but I watched like the first 3 seasons of it like when it was coming out, and I was thinking about it because there's a little punk ass kid in it. He's like in his early 20s, and I immediately recognized him when we watched The Umbrella Academy. He's looks like a man as opposed to a boy. And so we have been watching Misfits, Kay's first time, my rewatch, and just very much enjoying it. And I kind of want them to watch Skins with me afterwards. Have any of you watched Skins UK? I had a high school friend that I hadn't seen in 18 years ask me a similar question: what I would charge to knit 2 stockings that are 30 inches long. Yeah, you know, we pretty consistently have people ask for stuff like that at the store, and it's just like, yeah. Tough gig. And then they blanch when you tell them the actual price of knitting something, right? It's, Skins is like kind of the trashiest of trash. It made me think that UK teenagers were so cool. But you know what? There was queer representation in that dang show that had a really big impact on me as a youngin'. So there is that. Was obsessed with Skins as an angsty emo teen. Yes, I think, yeah, that's probably why it called to me, you know? Even though I was not as cool. I also saw a TikTok of Effie who was like me watching Euphoria, horrified at these children, and then remembering what I was doing in high school. Oh my god. Oh, I don't know, Gavin and Stacy. Ooh. I think like some of it though, it's like you have to have the nostalgia, otherwise it's like so unpalatable at all. Which is pretty funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, a couple more. Bye, Chris. I've been doing nothing but watching Call the Midwife for the past couple of weeks. I don't know why I don't like Call the Midwife, or like, I don't know if it's even that. I just like haven't been able to like get into it. Like it never grabbed me. I think I watched the first like season twice because I keep hoping that I like won't be able to stop watching, but I don't know. I just haven't ever gotten into it. My mom just told me about a show on Apple TV that's about a bunch of like Americans at like the turn of the century who go to Britain, like American debutantes who go to Britain to like meet husbands, and it's like a trashy, amazing period drama. And I want to watch it so bad. Call the Midwife is a terrible thing to watch while eating dinner. That sounds right to me, Claire. I know I watched Skins, but I'm having a hard time remembering it now. Fresh Meat is another one. Okay, amazing. Oh my god, we're all gonna come back and be like going to raves and stuff. Okay, I'm casting off this swatch. I'm not going to cut the back because I may need to cut into this swatch to finish the sweater. I don't know if that's true because I'm knitting it with far less ease than it is anticipating needing, but on the off chance that I'm going to need it, we're not going to cut it because this is a fair amount of yardage. I'm also going to spend a minute here winding the skein into a ball by hand because I don't know why it exploded when I opened it. Buccaneers. Not a show since I don't watch TV, but I've started reading the Raven Cycle series, and it's amazing. What is it about? I am currently rereading the Crescent City series because in 4 days the next installment comes out, and I wanted to have a fresh reading under my belt before then. I'm very excited about it. Oh. Okay, swatch done. Looks pretty good. I definitely I can't tell if it's the darkness that I'm experiencing. I don't feel like it's showing up on screen, but this block with the mohair is showing up to my eyesight right now brighter, which is a really interesting phenomenon. I'm also very excited to look at this in the sunlight tomorrow, but there we go. Thanks for keeping me company. Okay, let me wind this into a ball since the rest of it is all in a pile on the floor. Ooh, sorry, I didn't realize I was banging around my hand cam. A YA thriller series about 4 emo teens trying to find and resurrect a Welsh king. Not a very good explanation, though there's a lot more to it. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I will write that down to look up because I definitely... I'm craving thrillers and fantasy adventure series right now. Audiobooks are on my Libby, and it's narrated really well. The guy does southern accents really nicely. That's good. I feel like I really like the audiobook narrator that does the Crescent City series. But there are some bad ones. I also really like all the TikToks that are making fun of female, or whatever you want to say, female audiobook narrators who try to do male voices and they just drop their voice. It's I don't know why I saw a few of them in the last couple of weeks and they made me giggle just a bit. Okay, this is taking longer than I thought it would. So, I am going to sign off, y'all. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. It felt really good to come back and do a live stream. I previously did them on Tuesdays. I just totally got out of the habit because I was watching my niece. But our time of childcare has come to an end. So it's very possible that I will make these Tuesday moments more consistent because I really like doing them. I think you like doing them. It's just nice to hang out. So thinking about what that schedule is going to look like for the new year. But thanks again for hanging out. There will be a new podcast episode or just YouTube video up soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you. I hope you have a good night as well. Thanks everyone for hanging